as you can see, or you might recognise, is we are back at the upside down house today, and it's time to start putting this tray in, getting all the floor done. So what we're also going to do is we're going to insulate all the pipes. I've got a little bit of pipe lagging, but we can't get it till tomorrow. Completely forgot about it. Gone to Screwfix to order some, and it's not until tomorrow. Typical. But I've got some old stuff. I can do these couple of pipes here, and then we're going to 50mm insulate all this floor as well to go, because it's only 100mm joist. And then we can get to this point by leaving the board out, getting underneath to connect the trap. So that's what we're going to do now. I'll show you in a moment, but Sean is here, the plumber. He's doing the radiator points. Last footage you would have seen me putting the floor down, so he's going to put new hot and colds in. Tidy up the mess that I talked about, that is the heating pipes that are still in the floor in there. He's going to take all them out and run all that. And then Luke's here as well, doing the, or will be here, doing the lath on the roof, which I might be joining in once I've got this floor down for Sean. So we're going to crack on with this, and then we'll show you a bit more progress in a minute. So, not necessarily in the order that we've just done it on the time lapse, but we went and fetched some new lath, and we've now put the 2 rows of lath on. All we've got to do is compound that ending, which we're going to do on Tuesday morning, because we're not fitting this until 10:30. So when we're here en masse, we can compound that in while we're waiting, can't we? Plus we can bring a mop and bucket, and we can get all the mud and stuff off this, so it looks nice and tidy for the photographs and what have you. Because if I haven't told you, we're working with Tuffx again, and this might be going Professional Builder magazine. So there we are. All we've also got to do now is we've got to cut back that, as we talked about before, cut back the lead so it looks nice and parallel to the trim, and silicone that in, or we use like a resin based sticks like on that, so it does stick. So that's that. Meanwhile, Sean has been doing this. Took out the pipes that were on the floor there, worked out exactly where they are, put the clips on the bottom of the joist there, look, as you can tell. As it should be, because they were just hanging. Put those on there, ready for the towel rod that's coming up here. We don't know what it is, what size we're having yet, so we're just going to come out at the bottom, and then it can just come up and nicely, maybe sweep the elbows off, run it in up to the valves over there. We've looked over here to maybe get to these pipes to eliminate the amount of mess that's under this floor, which I think I've already shown you all the speed fit fittings. We're going to run a cold feed. You can see all the clips on the wall there now, look, if you can't see them. Let me get a bit closer. There they are, look. Across there. So what it's going to do is run the cold feed up the back of my 4x3, which I have now got somewhere. Luke has bought me a 4x3 joist hanger somewhere to put on that 4x3. We're going to run up the back of that, up the back of my stud, and run a cold main all the way across for the washing machine in there. And then the hot and cold will come along here and come up the face of my 4x3 to feed the hot and cold for the sink. He's had a look through this this cop we've already got, and he said there's a lot of blemishes on it, and it, like where it's been corroding and what have you. So rightly so, he's not going to use that. Where it's clean like this is clean, a clean piece, look, happy to use that. But when you get pieces like that, that's already started to corrode by the look of it. You can sort of feel it as well on the face of the copper. You won't use that, so I'm going to go and fetch some more. I can't argue with that really. It's got to be right. It's going under the floor. It won't be seen again. So what we don't want is corroding copper under the floor. So a lot of that won't be used. Again, where it's clean and there's nothing on it, he will, where possible. We don't want to waste copper, but that is what it is. We are going to cut this copper back and we're going to put it in the face of my stud, and he's going to leave it just under the plinth. So if the customer, new customer, whichever, in the future, decides they want a gas oven or they want a gas hob, this will actually be under the island, so we could potentially leave it there. We may even cut this back and pull it up the floor. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll make a decision on that one, and we'll let you know in due course. So in the bathroom, I've got the... He is happy. He's been on holiday, and he said, you know what he said? Been on holiday, and you know what, Rich, I didn't even need it. Huh. Some of us haven't even been on holiday, and he's saying he didn't need the third one he's been on this year, but there we are. So what we've done now is we have got this set. That's all been solvent welded now. We have got the position of the tray. This has all been insulated, and yes, I haven't insulated that one across there, and you will see on the time lapse there's a little bit just there I'm insulated with pipe lagging. Yes, I can get under there, and later in the episode I will show you that I have actually done that. I'm not going to leave it because I can get under here, under this floor, no problem. But I've cut the insulation out of there, so what I might do now is I might have a quick look whether I can try and get that little piece I've cut out in there around that trap, but there's only so much you can do when there's a trap in the floor. But I can certainly get this piece back in now, and if it does drop, it's only going to sit on top of the pipe, on top of the waste, isn't it? When we start to get over here, where there's nothing, I have got myself somewhere there in that tub some lath nails, or not some lath nails in, 50mm down, and sit it on top of the lath nail so it doesn't fall out. And then I shall be foaming and taping all the joints as well, all the way along here. So I'll put this board down now, and then Luke has now gone to the garden job. And I say garden job, it's the extension that we did at the start of this, my new channel. We've gone back to the patio. I'm putting shorts on with that, so part 2 will be on today, which will show you progress from yesterday and show you today. So we're going to do, only going to be doing it in shorts. It's not going to be a long form video, only shorts video. And we've got, oh man, we've got a right tool on that we've used. We bought from Ruby to cut the slabs. So if you're interested, stop on the channel and have a look, scroll through the shorts and you'll see it. It's brilliant. I'm so chuffed with it. So have a look at that. So I'll put this down. I'm going to go to the slabbing job. I'm going to get some 5-in-1 mix you're going to do for me there with some Feb mix in it so it's nice and creamy. Then we're going to bed this tray down once you've PVA'd all the floor. And then we can leave Sean then to carry on with all the plumbing of all the furnaces while I go back and carry on with that job with Luke. As per instructions, the tray's now gone down. The whole 5-in-1 mix with a large notch trowel has been done. As per, where are we? It's here somewhere. There we are, sand cement. If that's focused, it's on there anyway if you can't. Hopefully that's focused for you. For those of you that believe that we may or may not have done things the way we should have done, that is the instructions for this tray. Kudos Connect 2. And it said a 5-in-1 mix with a Feb mix in it and large notch trowel. That's what we've done. I'm not surprised it's not a full in terms of normally like 10-15 mil bed, because that weighs a ton. My belief and Sean the plumber's belief is that the whole notch trowel thing is just to take off any potential undulations in the tray or on the floor, but we're talking minute. But this is flat and level anyway, this floor, because I made sure it was. If you remember back from previous episodes, I went through all this when I put all this wall in here, underneath here. That's on. The trap's now in. None of this floor will go down now until we've water tested it all, which again, there shouldn't be a problem. I'll put a dust sheet on there now to protect it. And then once we've had the water pipe inspected, because they did come under the stop tap, but I haven't done the water connection, we need to make sure this has been done right. So once I've done that, we can then put this floor down. But that is another big job done, in my opinion. One of those jobs that needed doing, and it's been waiting to be done, so now it is complete. This bathroom is almost ready for the tiler. Once this floor goes down, like these, insulate the rest of this 50mm insulation, and there we are, good to go. So I've left Sean in here now. I'm going over to the garden now, as planned. Sean will continue in here. I have gone ahead and put my 3-inch jiffy hanger on, as you can see it there, look, that's all nailed in. What I'm probably going to do is get my router and then make those a bit flatter so it doesn't hold the floor up, because I've flapped them over, but as you can see, for the side of what I've used, that's actually quite a big jiffy hanger that is, but I've got no other options. So there we are, so I'll leave Sean to it. And next footage you'll see will be us back on Monday, hopefully getting ready back on Tuesday, sorry, getting ready for the fitting of the flat glass framed Skylight, which I'm looking forward to, and that we're completely sealed in then. The doors are coming next Friday, so we are then 100% watertight, so I'm looking forward to that. So we start the day with Luke doing, well, the only thing he's good at, if I'm honest, is making a cup of coffee.
So it's only me that make up. 7-year apprenticeship, I told you this was. They got me to this level.
Really?
Yep.
7 years? You might want to go back.
I should have off the milk right now.
We've had a busy start. We have got a steel lifter ready to pick up our flat glass, frame flat glass, which is going up there. So we've stripped all the roof off, cleaned it all off, got everything prepped up there as well, got everything down, took this plywood off to get it in. And yeah, I don't know what else to say to you. Sean finished off his day by getting all the feeds in for us. So if you could just a favour, mate, just pull that and just I'll put your leg to that. So he's got the feeding for the wash. Don't know if I showed you, but if I did, my apologies. Hot and cold's there. He's moved the gas and he's put the hot cold feed in for the dishwasher, the wash machine in the utility. So today's plan, after drinking a nice cup of coffee that Luke makes all the time, we're going to get this flat glass up here, but we're not going to film it because it's 152 kilo. And I think we'd be jumped on health and safety what we're going to have to do to get this up there. But anyway, it is what it is.
He can lift it on his own. It's in the size of his scoop snacks.
It's
the face that'll scare everybody when I lift it.
It's a good job. His gurning face. It's a good job the bloke from Tuffx had got some guns on him, because he pretty much picked it up on his own when we took it off yesterday morning. He pulled the curtain open. He went, "There, lads, there it is, on a pallet, upright like that." We're like, "Great, there's only two of us." 7:25 in the morning, going, I want to go back to bed. Yeah. Anyway, so that's our problem. So we'll get it up there, and next footage you'll see will be us with a flat glass on the roof, hopefully, and hopefully it's not smashed. Yeah. Or we haven't got any pulled muscles or broken bones, or... So let's do that. So the glass is up on the roof, and that wasn't uncomfortable at all. We've had to handball it up and over there. And then we got the pallet, and we got the glass up here using the steel lifter up into the hole, and then lifted it back onto the pallet. It's up here now, so the next step is to unwrap it and start fitting it. ready. If you need a couple, we've got some
Hey,
ones that aren't
smile for the camera, you pair. Smile.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
So that's it, resume your position. So put your one hand on the end of the glass piece there, so you've got the double, and you pull that, and then you're kind of looking just down the line piece here.
So the photo shoot is all finished. I got Matt to film a little bit that we're having to go through steps just for the marketing and everything else that we have to do when we work with some. But we thought we'd show you. We don't normally show, but I thought I would. And the final bit was just to try and get a screenshot, or sorry, a photo, for hopefully get on the front of Professional Builder magazines. That'll be nice. So if you're a subscriber to it, I'm already in the October edition for the glow glass bifolds we fitted on our carport build. So have a look at that if you want to see that article. That was quite interesting. And then this one up for the cover. But look, doesn't that look fantastic now? Blends in lovely with the roof, and I really like the framed flat glass rather than just the glass. That looks even more special, I think. I'll tell you what though, it was only just about wet fitted. They didn't give me much wiggle room. They'd obviously got trust in my my measurements and the squareness of my upstand, but I hadn't. When we first put this end on, there you may have seen it on the time lapse, there was a bit of a pause. I was a bit panicky, so I didn't think it was going to go down, but it did, and it's perfect. So, and as you can see, all this band here, look, if you can just about see it on there, like the reflection. Anyway, I can promise you this black line lines up perfect with the inside of our stud, which the only thing you're going to see then is the potential little bit at the top of the plasterboard, which we put a stop bead on. So Matt and Luke have gone back to the garden now to finish the patio, and that's the one that we're currently doing on a short version video, like part 1, part 2, etc. And I'm going to be going inside now and doing the stud work to do more prep work for Matt to do the plasterboarding when he comes back next. That looks lovely. Let's go and do that. So what I've just done there then is I've just got my laser out and I've measured random measurement, 140mm on this occasion. Let me just move my headphones because I keep clinking on my mic. I've noticed when I'm editing, I can hear myself clinking on the mic. Okay, hopefully that won't mess with it now. So yeah, I've set a measurement 140mm off that corner, 140 off this corner, and then I've made sure it's parallel to that wall first of all. I've then got a base timber which is underneath these two. So that's a 4x2 on top of the joists first, and the reason for that is only because this is above 2.4. So what I wanted to make sure was, in fact, it's more than 2.4 plus a header and a base. So I wanted to make sure that with the extra piece of timber, I can use a 2.4 CLS and just cut them down slightly. If I hadn't put the third timber on the bottom, a 2.4 off the shelf with a top and bottom wouldn't have been tall enough. So that's why I put the extra piece on. So anyway, I've then put that base one on there, again 140mm away from my laser, so that's set back. So that bottom timber now is now parallel or in line with that one all the way across. I've then gone ahead and put my noggins in the ceiling, in between the existing ceiling joists, just so when I put my head up there, I've got something to fix the head of my stud to. I'll put them at 600 centres, it doesn't really matter, it's just something to stop the whip in your wall, that's all. What I'm going to do now is as you can see, I've now dropped 2 pieces of timber on top of there now, look, like that. But what that's going to do for me now is, that's in effect my base and head of my stud. And what they're going to do now is that they're going to allow me to measure what the length of my uprights are going to be, my studs are going to be. So all I normally do, put a little bit of pressure on there like that, and then I measure from that now, off the 2 timbers, up to that noggin. I'll do it again in the middle, put weight on it, so, and then to a noggin, and on the end, I take the smallest measurement of those and then cut all my studs at the same size. It just means then, rather than messing and trying to cut individual studs, it means I can do it on the floor, I can lift it up in the air, put it straight into the hole, fix the end that's right, if you like, the smallest measurement, and the others I can just put a packer in and then screw it straight into the noggins then, rather than trying to put the head up, hold that up, and then there's no point. Just do it on the floor, simpler. And when you have got this option where you've already got a base railing, so it's actually smaller than the height, you've got that little bit of extra height then to put your stud in, because if you were trying to go directly from your joists up to that, when you get to an angle, it'll get too long because the angle will be too long. But because I've got another piece of timber on the floor, I could pretty much get it to vertical and then just tap it in. So that works really well. So that's what I'm going to do now. Get these measured, get these cut, and get this wall in place. Get my noggins in, which are going to fix my base units too. Even though there's more tall than there is base units actually. And then I'll get a timber across the top then to fix my tall cupboards too as well. So when I put my screws into my brackets to hold them, stop the walls coming off, the things coming off the wall, I'll have something to fix too. So I'll do that as well. And then we've also got some 50mm rock wool that we can stick in this wall as a bit of extra insulation. Right, okay then, so you can see that I've got my stud working. I stopped the camera because I'd got my cables trapped underneath the stud, and if I'm honest, I didn't want it to hear my language when I realised I'd done it. So I got that out, and then I forgot to press the camera again. But all I did then was I got it into place. I've levelled it all in. I put my couple of packers in, so it was a 16mm packer this end, and then diminished. But as it is, there's a bit of a sag in the roof anyway, so what I thought was going to be a nothing to 60 ended up being a couple of nothings and then a couple of packers this end. So there we are. Got this in place. I've got to make sure it's all nice and parallel, which it is. I've then gone ahead and put the studs. Jesus, go on, Rich. Tell you what you're going to say. Noggins at the bottom there, which is to take the bracket for the base units. I've then put these ones in here at a set height. So the top there down is from the wall cupboard. So there's a 60mm down from the top of the wall cupboard with Chase Kitchens that I use for the bracket for the wall cupboard. So 60mm down from there. I've got solid blocking now for the wall cupboards. And now what I'm going to do is finish off this bit, because this is all tall units, by putting these slightly higher. So when my tall unit's going like that, I can put a bracket on the top of my tall unit, and I've got something to screw into to carry the weight. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll get these finished, and then this stud work is complete. We can then go ahead and do things like insulate it all, ready for Matt to come and start tacking. This is obviously, there's a socket there for the oven housing, there's a lights there for above the cupboards, and then the hob cables and the oven cables at the bottom. So there we are. I think the little cable at the bottom is plinth lights, I think, but I'll check with Lee. So there we are, that's what we're going to do, and that'll finish this little bit, and then I can crack on and do something else. Well, Well, I didn't do much else after the stud work at all, but there has a lot been done since we were last here, which is a few days ago. We have been off and started our new job whilst the doors got fitted. So we're now at a point where we can start preparing for the plastering to be done. So in other words, so Matt can come back, start tacking, start dabbing and plastering and getting this a lot nearer finished. So let's have a look what's been done. Well, the first thing you'll see is we have natural light everywhere now. Stud work was completed. I finished putting my noggins in, which I think we sort of ended there just a few seconds ago. Luke has then put the insulation in that, filled that with insulation, which we talked about. He then spent also a day doing the noggins in the steel, in that one. And he's done that one, both sides. I think he's done both sides of this one as well, has he? He has indeed, he's done both sides. He then went ahead and insulated with 50mm PIR all the way around there. That's got to be foamed and taped, and then the vapour barrier put on top of that. You can see there is a beautiful skylight fitted now, looking from inside. And also, the doors are on. So, flooded with light now, which is great. I was also started putting the insulation around the perimeter. So this is what we were talking about. To create your warm roof, that's what you've got to do. You've even got to do up there. Look now, if you remember, we foamed on top of this block wall, this thermal wall, because it goes all the way to the top, if you remember. So that's sealed this side, but we have to seal all the way around the perimeter. So that's done. Again, that just needs topping up with the foam, which the majority is done. I'm now going to cut all these tails off, and then we'll insulate tight to the underside of the deck. Make sure we don't come lower than this roof line. And then that'll be a complete piece all the way across, and then the board will go over the top and seal that, and that stops any cold air from that cold roof coming into here. And again, he's done all the way around there. Oh, and we put the wall plate straps on as well. So we've done that, and we put the ones over there. We've just got to put a small one there, which it looks like he's taking it out. I did put it in. We've got to put a small one in the middle, so I'll have to take that one out, put a small one in, and then cut that one off. So we'll do that. And also, I'm not on my own. I'm with Matt and Luke, and they are in the bathroom doing the pipe lagging. Well, I'll say doing the pipe lagging. All I've heard so far is playing tunes on the saw and pretending they're Luke and Darth Vader with pretending these are lightsabers.
Luke Pie Stalker instead of Skywalker.
Luke Pie Stalker.
Yeah.
And what are you then, Matt? Have you got a name for yourself? I mean, you know, it's a busy day and everything, but we've got time to make names for ourselves, haven't we?
Flamer said he's hard sketch. I'm Jeff Vader. Jeff Vader, the catering manager. Check up there. Oh no, that's it. I'll kill you with a tray. Lord Vader, Vader achieved.
So anyway, back to it. As we discussed, we're doing the pipe lagging. And if I pass the camera down there to Matt, it will show you the bit of lagging that I said I hadn't done yet. Have you done it yet? Another bit under there that you... Yeah. So if I pass that to you, this is the bit, if you remember, last episode before, that I said I've got to do under there, and a little tiny bit on the return. So that's all done. So there we are. Thank you very much. What we will do is when we get to like the knuckles, we will cut a piece and then tape that in and silver tape all of these joints as well. So I'll leave the lads to do that. We have got a foam in that hole down there and foam in the hole where the old water main come in. And then we will also do the blue water pipe as well with the same pipe lagging. There we are, leave them to that. Luke's got set up for the 50mm to complete that floor. So I'm now going to cut these rafters off, then I'm going to get in there under this floor, under the pipe lag under there. And that's that. And then we might do something else.
I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with featherweight light bows, unaware of where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow, can't touch the bottom, sit into a tumble. Waves that shake me out of my skin. Never been so easy. Losing my direction. My bearings have me south of home. I've been wrong before. I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with fairway like bones, unaware of where my heart would flow. I was waiting in the undertow.
Passing it down to Lucio.
And what you'll notice is they have to put the thinnest people down the tightest holes. Just say. Insulated.
That was on it.
There. Nostril airs. There we go. Topside. Can I come out?
Well, with it being Sandwich Thursday, Luke has now disappeared to fetch those sandwiches, which I'm looking forward to. Matt's just tidying up in there now and he's just finishing off with the silver taping, so we'll have a look at that in a moment. They've completed all the insulation on the floor. They've even gone under the existing floorboards, which you've already seen. So Matt's just doing the taping now. I've been doing this insulation here. We've decided we're going to have to put a slither behind here as well, because obviously that void up there, we can't get in any closer. Whereas because the wall plate's tight here, we can afford to put a little bit of foam in there to seal all that. And I've started to cut some 100mm pieces, which are that width there, just to keep this nice and tight as well. I've put a bit of a skew screw in just to hold it. But to make sure it never comes out, I'll put this in as well, because don't forget this board comes across here. So we'll foam underneath that, in that gap. I've blocked all that up there. Again, that'll be foam round in a minute, just to make sure there's no gaps at all. So we're gonna have to go ahead now and foam behind these. I'm gonna have to get, luckily there's no ceiling there, so I can get in up underneath there, so I'll do that. And then foam all that in. I've got my 100mm pieces cut there, so I'll just start going along and tapping them in every so often, just to keep that insulation nice and tight so it doesn't fall out. And I'm just about to put this in. What I have done is I've put a bit of builder strap up and over the top of there, look. All the way around there, don't know if that's focused because I'm pushing it into the roof line. And all the way around there. And then I put a couple then over the top here, onto the wall plate, onto our blocks, into there. I'm going to put some the other side as well, the same. So I should put some on all the noggins where I can to get to wall plate. Probably not that one unless I go at an angle. But certainly those three there, I can do that there, so I should do that. However, what we are doing is we are going to put a timber underneath all of these, as I've already talked about, so we'll show you that in a minute. We might do that. But and then we'll get this insulation finished off, and this is another job done, and we may even start tacking the ceiling today. What I have got to do, which I forgot to do, is I've got to cut a wedge in there, look. Because I set this deck on the botsits first, on the battens first, before I put this on. I've left myself a bit of a wedge, so I should cut myself one of them and then knock that in there, so that's fully supported with the glass, even though because it spans onto this here and that one over there across with a stud, it's 4x2. I know it's going to be fine, but anyway, I'll do it regardless. So we'll crack on with this, have our sandwich, and we'll show more progress in a minute. Well, we came today for a day while the weather was rubbish from our new job, just to try and achieve something, and we've done exactly that. We did all the insulation all around, as you know. We foamed it all. We've then got this ceiling tacked. We've got the vapour barrier under there and tacked. That's done. I put that back on there. I cut the insulation, put that in, and then screwed and plugged that back in there. I have been underneath all of this floor, even down there, to the point where I did lose my microphone at one point for my watch it, but I went round there, dug through the rubble and found it again, so I'm pleased with that. Lucas has been outside, as you saw, and did the guttering. We have just then gone round and put the corner on there and done that, and run a down pipe down there for now until the scaffold comes off. I'm not going to go outside and show you because it's raining. What else have we done? I obviously tacked all the cables up off the floor. I put a bit of banding underneath here as well and tacked it up off the floor there.
I'll hit my finger with an hammer.
He hasn't mentioned it much at all today, but he's hit his finger with a lump hammer today, which isn't great. And he hasn't stood up moaning about it since. What else have we done? We done anything else that I've forgotten about today? Insulated all the floor and lagged it in there. That chipboard's back down again, ready to be screwed down. What else have we done?
We mentioned my finger.
Now what happened to your finger?
Hit it with an hammer.
Really?
That one over there, look. That one.
That one there?
That massive one.
This one? Oh. Boring.
Thor's toffee hammer.
Yeah. What else have we done? Anything else? Anything else? Anything else?
About you crawling underneath the floor.
Yes, I've done all, lagged all that. Yeah, done all that.
Electrics.
Yeah, tied electrics. Yeah, done all that. It's just been a good day, innit? Put all the straps on the wall plate over there, both sides. So I've been to Rude. All around there, look. Put the straps up there. That's both sides. There's one that side and this side. The bits of insulation I was going to do, they are there, look. Coming from this side and all foamed in. And that's the ones that you would have seen. Oh, there it is. Look, you just about to see that there, look. That's what you would have seen. You would have seen a gap there, but I filled that and then foamed it all in. Too much foam, actually, 'cause I have to cut it all back again. So there we are. We've got a pink board around these steels. So that's it. We'll be back to our other job tomorrow.
You were out there moaning about your finger.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
We're just arguing about who's had the other ideas.
Who's had the best ideas today?
We're wondering about the streaks on the glass.
Oh, the streaks on the... We don't know what it is, do we?
I've just said...
It's what?
I've just had a great idea saying it might have been the foam when Andy was fitting the windows. The rain could have hit the foam and...
Oh, I hope not, because it'll stain all the windows.
Well, exactly as you remember when I said, oh, I wonder if that's foam. But Luke was out there. It's like telepathy.
Telepathetic. That's what it is. Either way, we've got streaks on the glass down there. We don't know what it is, so it's something, but we don't know what it is, so...
I have tried to clean it, just come off.
It does come off. That's fine then, that's okay. So we're going to leave it for now, and footage next will more than likely be us back to tack this, and then Matt start dabbing and getting ready plastering. Put the floor down properly. I'll put that one down, but not the others. Right, that's it then.
Oh yeah, just do the glass.
Let's go home.
We should argue. Told you about my finger.
No, what happened to your finger?